Hi, I'm Chris with Scott Technology Group, and today we're here to discuss operations on the automatic document feeder as well as jams. We're using the Canon C259 series as our example machine today. If you follow along, we'll give you some helpful hints on proper procedures. We'll start with our tray here, in which case we'll notice that we have the hieroglyphic in the middle of the tray. This hieroglyphic indicates the orientation in which the paper will be loaded into the tray. In this scenario, will be loaded in the media face up. We load that into the tray, and then we adjust our gate guides here to the width of the paper so it can feed into the tray without any obstruction. A key note to pay attention to here is the 3 triple arrows on this side gate. This indicates the maximum amount of paper we're able to store into the ADF. If you exceed that amount, your chances of jamming, misfeeding, or all kinds of unpleasantness have just greatly increased. So we want to go ahead and keep our stacks below that line. Today we have our document feeder already in a state of jam, so we'll go ahead and move down to the panel here, in which case we see our familiar screen. Also, our blinking red dot shows us that we have a jam in the automatic document feeder, also known as the ADF. We'll go ahead and move up to our ADF. We'll pop open our tray, and from here we can clearly see that we do indeed have a piece of paper that's jammed into the machine. At this point, we'll go ahead and just grab it. You want to ideally grab it from both corners and then pull it up into the machine in a straight fashion. We do this because we want to avoid any tearing type motions that could cause the paper to rip or tear while we are extracting it from the machine, thus compounding the issue and possibly requiring a service visit. Once we remove that paper jam, we can go ahead and close our tray, lift up our lid here, ensure that we have no other pieces of paper or debris hanging out on this side, close our tray, and then our machine will be asking us to return our media once more to the load tray, which we will do. We will press start, and that will resume the printing. Now there are a few other notes that we would like to go over with today, so we'll go ahead and revisit the tray here. Once we open it up, you're going to observe there are some blue tabs here. While technically these are available for you to replace, we normally reserve this for a technician to avoid any accidents. So avoid hitting these tabs here unless you notice they are loose, in which case they just snap back into place. Of course, you can always give our technicians a call and we'd love to come out and reset it for you. Other than that, this is a pretty straightforward feeder, so we'll go ahead and close this. Remember, we're trying to avoid the blue tabs. And we'll lift up our tray here. Now here we'll see our familiar plate glass and our slate glass and our duplex copy glass. What we want to pay attention to here is that the only time our plate glass is utilized is when we have a piece of paper actually on that glass. The way to tell this is properly seated onto the glass is paying attention to our black arrow here, which tells us face down top corner to the arrow, in which case, as you can see, it will show the proper dimensions of your paper. You go ahead and close the lid, and you've been copying, and that will only engage the platinum glass. Now let's say that we're not using the glass. We're using our feeder, we're feeding a large stack through, be it duplex or simplex. That's fine, where you'll go ahead and engaging the feeder here, but what we need to observe is when it's actually making a copy, it's using the slit glass here for your first side, and your slit glass here for your back side. Why is this important? Well, if you get any type of lines or weird artifacts on your copies, and again, this is only your copies, you might want to take a look at it. If you're using the feeder and the front side seems to have a line, you want to pay attention to this glass here. It could be an eyelash, a speck of dust, some whiteout that kind of rubbed on there. Anything on these glasses will translate as a large line on your copy output. So we'll take our little rag that's normally stored right here in the tray, and we'll just go ahead and give that a quick wipe down, just to buff out and polish that glass up. Now, if you're asking what type of solution to use, generally water or non-streak formula glass cleaner are preferred. But when you apply the cleaner, you want to avoid spraying it onto the glass. Just a small dab onto the rag itself, and then go ahead and buff out whatever it may be. That's for the first side. You'll do the same thing if the artifact or the defect was on the back side. We would just go to this glass and give it a clean. And as you can see, when I'm moving it, the actual glass itself is moving. That's fine and that's normal. It's spring loaded, so there's going to be some play there. Don't freak out about it. It's totally fine. Once we go ahead and clear our obstructions or anything on the glass that could be causing a copy quality issue, we go ahead and close our panel, and our screen should be back to normal. At this point, if there's anything amiss or you can't quite find that jam, go ahead and locate our number on the sticker. Give us a call and we will be more than happy to come out and help you. Thank you.